He doesn't want to join.
They want the roads.
He's asking why they're just paving this part of the road. And in case you're asked, this is the part of the road that the state owns. Winthrop owns this part of the road, right?
I'm sorry, I missed part of that.
A lot of people are asking why they're just paving the middle of the road as opposed to out to the sidewalks.
Yeah, so
It owns this and.
the state only wants to do the travel way, going through the shoulders.
And do
They're gonna paint the shoulders black with what they call
same.
sealer. I understand, you know, subject to change without notice, but this is what I've been told. And the reason it hasn't been finished yet is because the Stewart Water Department has to raise their manholes up 1.5 inches before they put the next service. Tom tells starts down, see the collarbone ones, you drive down Main Street, are raised, but all the walls. I have a gutter sewer water doing the ones over on Love's Point, Turtle Run, Island Falls, and well, whatever that. Did Augusta Water and Sewer is raising it right now. I'm hoping to get those done before winter. If not, I'll have to go in the spring, all the time the water. They raise it tonight. Yeah, yeah. Just doing a center link, yeah, and then they just paid it. That's, yeah.
I apologize. We don't really need the screens, but I wanted to record it. So I just, if I could have one more minute. Something seems to be wrong with it, which is fairly common. Well, you know, take good notes. Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Still responsible.
I know nothing and I prove it. That's pretty good. Well, it is what it is. Come right up.
I noted in your email to us. You called us the downtown.
It's technically the Downtown Revitalization Committee. It started as the village and everyone said, yeah. So we are having a hard time getting going, and then recommendations from the state board will do some low-hanging fruit, do some beautification. So then I started saying Downtown Beautification Committee, and you will see me, I got to get better at that. I've shortened to Downtown Committee. It's really neither. It's not the appropriate. It's Downtown Revitalization Committee.
That's an edit.
Yeah, and I don't know if we want to officially name a subcommittee, how that looks moving forward, but the council created a committee that is the Downtown Revitalization Committee. Yeah, and I've been inconsistent. It's not the name and it's not consistent, so I apologize for that. So do you want me to just start going through it? Do you want to
So
facilitate?
that's the second question. So a couple of us were named chair and co-chair last meeting, and I wanted to confirm that I could play on 2 committees.
So I did check with the town manager on that, and you can be in more than one committee. I've talked to different people about being on the committee officially or just catch can projects they were interested in, because some people are interested in one and don't have time for the other. So, but if you are able to be on it and interested officially, I brought some applications with me, because I know Brent,
He doesn't have a problem.
on the
with
planning
being on
board.
2 committees
nope, it is allowed.
with predominant roles.
He didn't specify, it just said you can be on more than one town committee.
Okay. Does anybody else make one?
I'm Dorothy Stanley, by the way.
Is it Dottie, Dorothy? I can't remember. We talked on the phone.
Doc.
Dot, okay.
So unofficially, officially, I'm chair.
Congratulations.
Brent's like, I wasn't here.
Call the meeting to order. Agenda. I guess you want me to run the meeting, huh?
If you're comfortable. We didn't touch base on the agenda in advance, which in the future I'll touch base with you and Penny. It was things that we were already discussing, and I have updates on each thing.
I'm calling the meeting to order at 10 minutes after 2 on the 17th of September. We've taken a roll call. We have a new member with us today. Would you like to introduce yourself to us?
My name is Dot Stanley,
And your interest in?
and being part of the revitalization downtown.
Welcome.
Can I add to that a little bit, Dot?
Yes,
So she's been working with the Grange, correct?
yes.
And-
For the Grange since 2017.
In the past has worked on the Scarecrow contest. Last year, she did not do it last year, but she's taken,
Last year.
oh, you did?
I
Okay,
did do.
okay.
On that,
And I didn't meet with you. I met with the other,
I knew that. Just Loved it. Sorry. Thank you.
so she's we talked on the phone, and she has a lot of great background information and enthusiasm. So we've talked about decorations downtown. We've talked about corn stalks. Do you mind if I?
No,
Okay, we talked about corn stalks and we'll get back to benches, but just in terms of the Scarecrow contest, I wanted the committee to discuss it because it's part of downtown. We've talked about, again, decorations and Halloween. But one of the things we also talked about was they didn't have as many scarecrows last year, and we didn't have official connection yet. But one of the things that was mentioned at the meeting is if there aren't enough entrants, maybe we could do alternating scarecrows and corn stalks. And so I had a discussion today with Nicole Thomas, who has been helping with the flower pots and the corn stalks in that downtown. So I got some background from her. So there's a big connection with Dot being here and helpfulness. So I just wanted to insert that.
maybe. It's interest in the. Yeah. This makes sense.
It does make sense. Last year, there was no advertising really about the Scarecrow contest. What was sent out was
Sorry, can we all I forgot we need to have the microphones in front of us. I am trying to get the Zoom recording. Sorry, thank you.
a piece of paper in different businesses. A lot of places, people don't even go. This year, and I was on that committee, and I tried to get advertising. I wasn't able to do that because of the time factor. However, this year, I've jumped onto it. I'm way ahead of them. I got all my sponsors already. I have started getting places to vote and to also have the applications picked up, places where they can drop them off or mail them or email them. And there is an interest. There is a big interest. I started with our schools and gave each school 10 applications. with all the rules that we have that are on the application. And, hopefully that will help us in some areas, but I think if it is advertised properly, like it was the first year, it'll again be a big hit. A lot of people weren't even aware it was going on until the scarecrows started going on. And then by then, they had closed down the application process, unbeknownst to me.
So what I'm hearing is there's potential of a lot of response
Mhm.
and the need for all the land posts.
I'm hoping. I can't 100% accurately say that there is, but with advertising, that's gonna change. You actually have to advertise in the town that you're holding the event.
So, let's assume that we want to proceed with some decorative cornerstones. This group wants to eventually develop the goal. Maybe we should look at a time frame when ours should be complete, so we grab the lamp posts that we want to use, and maybe it's the bordering lamp posts, and we leave all the rest for the Grange, or something to that, as opposed to every other, and we take up too many. Do you want to, yeah.
We have, we've identified 20 lamp posts. I think there's a couple without numbers, because I can put all the numbers up, and laminated it, and they're still on there. I think there's just a couple that were missing. But yeah, that would be fun. We anticipate that, the applications are going to start by September 29th through the 6th of October. So that is when the setup is. So the 29th is the last day that they can get their applications in.
And then setup is the next week.
The setup starts on the 29th to the 6th, and then we will start accepting voting. Voting will go from October 7th to October 26th.
Can we put up scarecrows anywhere else but on land?
No, we have a lot of off sites. Just got 3 today. And I haven't even advertised. These are businesses that want to do off site,
Like the library has one out front.
right? And Dave's Appliance wants to do 2 off site ones. So yeah,
That you can't walk and see, or can you
you
count?
you can see Dave's Appliance if you drive through by. They'll be also on the ballots, off site at, and the ballot will come out later, I get all the applications in. Last year on the ballot, which I had a big argument about it, did it anyway. They listed the person who submitted the application, which was a big no-no. And I wanted just the name of the scarecrow on there and the poll that it was on, because I proved my point without having to prove my point, but we'll tally up. And we had 50 votes for 2 scarecrows that weren't even in existence, because the name of the person who had put them up there.
All right, that's your administrative detail. And my concern is are grabbing too many or not enough. And posts with, should we abandon our decorative cornstalks?
I don't think we should be in it.
There's, trees downtown, too, you could tie stalks to,
There's an idea.
because they're gonna be bare at that point.
Breeze, is that,
Yeah, downtown trees that you have on the sidewalks, you could put
Cornstalks on trees.
stalks around those.
All right, I'll go count trees this afternoon.
I think there's 6 or 8, you're right. I forgot what.
One that's already dead. One that's missing. The rest of them, they're there, usually.
What did it look like at the peak? How many scarecrows?
The first year we had 24 scarecrows and 5 were obstacles. We had to eliminate one, the exit at the medical center, because it blocked traffic view. And that was my site, that was one of my poles, and I put it up and went to the medical center, couldn't ask it medic, so I took it down and removed it. They gave me a different site.
All right, so there's a possibility you could need all the lamp posts again this year, so let's consider trees. How many 7 trees out there we can put?
I'm in the bench.
Yeah, let's let's plan on using the trees for corn, decorative corn stalks. Does that make sense?
Yes, so we would like some corn stalks. And it sounds like it's a little bit of a wait and see in terms of how many scarecrows,
Well-
what other.
If we wait until after 29th, we're missing one of the next 2 weeks, the wonderful
Yeah,
days in September.
okay.
That said, if we can, it's fine. They can stay out for October, November, but, well, the plan is for between 6.
Locations.
Yeah,
So this is the information that I just discussed with Nicole down at the Mug and Brush, and the corn stalks have actually historically been done by Nick at the Art Walk, and it's been pretty informal. I believe they just paid for it. She has helped put them up. But I guess it's not officially the chamber, but there has been involvement. So whatever we do, I want to check in. I haven't met this person yet. I don't know his last name, Nick. That's okay. Yes. Nick Schultz. So last year, someone down in the school department at the administration had suggested reaching out for donations of corn stalks. Senator Craig Hickman, Emery Farms out of Wayne, Stevenson's Farm out of Wayne, that they're 3 entities that we might want to approach for donation of corn stalks. So I want to reach out to Mr. Shelton, not, again, I always say step on toes, coordinate, potentially request donations of corn stalks. That's the information regarding that I have right now in terms of what has already is being done. So would you like me to do both of those things? Reach out to Nick? Okay, I'll start with him and then, okay. Yes.
do that silently in this room. I, or like to wonder, it's just somebody's got to get out there and do it. Good to know, we can get it up.
If you really want to do it, we'll find a way to.
And again, we're running with no funds, folks, so picking up, 1,000 orange and purple lights is, somebody's got to pull that out.
Do you mind if I jump back to the benches for a moment?
Yeah.
So the 4 benches have been put downtown. They've not been formally recognized yet. They look great. People like the locations, the feedback that I've had so far. So you had started to work on something for PR, and the thought I had on that was also I went out and took photos and mapped the locations of benches, flower pots, trash cans, and that, so I can update you all with that at some point, just for practical reasons. But one thought I had in terms of the benches is, what if we had a scarecrow, maybe a skeleton, something that people could announce the benches and people can sit on the bench with the scarecrow. If they take photos and tag the town's Facebook page, exponential, like we can all put it on the page, put it on the Facebook. And then if we ask people to sit on the benches with the scarecrow, do you think that that is a good way to, do you want to announce it and then have that afterwards? I just was throwing that out there as an idea to do something with the benches. Right. Yeah.
Right. Just to do, have it. Start in my yard. to the. Okay,
For the bench, for a photo op.
for the bench.
A bench, you pick the bench, you decorate it, you put your scarecrow, your stone,
Yeah,
check done, and we'll take a picture and a photo op, but we can publicize that differently. I think it'll have to be as part of the start.
I love those benches.
It's done, so we have a photo op on the bench.
So I wanted to make sure, and you're already on it in terms of recognition, and then somehow incorporated into having people take pictures and tag so that exponential social media aspect. Okay, so it sounds like there's positivity. You're quiet. What are your thoughts on that? Because I mean, you helped provide those benches. Does it seem practical or reasonable, effective? Okay,
Scarecrow on the bench or standing next to the.
Here, whatever, I'm thinking sitting is gonna be easier for you, but whatever you decide, you go ahead and do it as soon as you want. And we'll take pictures and start publicizing.
It'll happen this weekend.
How cool is that?
it's excellent. So we don't have our own Facebook page, but we can ask people to tag the Town of Winthrop Facebook page.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who sign up for that, so we can get the word out.
So, I think, a Halloween tree is off the day.
For mine.
Everybody agree?
I agree.
No,
So theoretically, Kevin, how many feet of lights would one want in order to?
we randomly
Separate.
separate 3,000.
Would be about twice the distance from the middle to one end.
That's a secret formula, by the way.
50,000.
Dawn, I thought I sent you that link.
You did, so I'm gonna touch on that. Maybe this is the time. So Kevin had talked about, he has a wedding venue, which is beautiful, by the way. I looked at the website. So he sent me a link to Amazon for what he used and has had great success. So they are string lights, they're waterproof. They have remote control and timer function, and they have 24 colors. They're the fairy lights. And so you could have them red for a chocolate Valentine's event. You could have green for St. Patrick's Day, or Nicole had mentioned today, the homecoming parade.
So,
Wow.
And they're solar. So I didn't, when I got the link, wasn't able to get the price for some reason, so I can't share that. Do you recall offhand?
and how, like,
This one says 64 feet was the one specific. 500 LED Christmas lights.
well. There. It was planted long ago, far away, specifically to be a balanced tree. Here's the post office parking lot. It sits right at the front of the parking lot on Main Street, right down here in the grass. It's not an attractive tree, but guess what? That's what we've got, and we're gonna use it.
Look at it. Is there a tree here somewhere?
Right.
Oh, there.
It is there, when we light it, and when we light it up, it's gonna be beautiful. You light up any tree and it's gorgeous, just go with it, just be with me here on that.
So just on here, this is the parking lot. So this is the post office, and there's vegetation. It's really hard to see on here, but that's where the trunk or treat is proposed, which we're gonna talk about.
Oh, so it's right,
It's only a parking lot on Main Street. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you see in Sully's.
Selling, so the public parking lot, I apologize, I just lost my spot, is here.
Yeah.
There's a little vegetation strip, and then this is the post office, and there's, in that vegetation strip.
Okay, I know where it is. It's a great idea, and I love this idea in coloring month, right? This is great.
Can you share that link with me, Don? Yeah.
Our silent partner over here.
So when I talked to Nicole, a couple things, and I don't wanna, we were batting things around. I went and talked to her. It wasn't like a formal appointment. One of the things, she was gonna check with the chamber and see if they had any resources towards this. That when they decorate they do the poles for Christmas and they get business sponsors and they collect $100 per pole. And apparently they used to have lights for all of the poles. Prior to Kevin, they got taken down. We don't know where they are. They were broken or they're somewhere we don't know. So they reinvested in lights in the last few years. But she sounded interested in this. And so she was going to talk to the chamber and powers that be in terms of funding and see if there was something towards this. So.
You just ran stage.
See, I would go by feet and not number. That my brain works that way. So between 30 and 65, it sounded like, and I apologize that I don't have that.
It's
$29.64 for, well, the 64 feet is that's too broad of a number. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone.
And it's barren from here to the top of your head, right? It's barren up to 6 feet approximately. It's mostly up here. You know the tree we're talking about.
I do know where the tree is. And Andrew just showed me a photo of what we think the tree is.
Maybe we should build a wall.
We'll make it look like a tree.
When I said 3,000 lights, that was swing, you know that, it's probably more like 5,000 lights to do this right, you know, I just. But it,
850 is what AI says. It's got all the formulas for the height of the tree, the base of the tree, the vertical spacing, perhaps.
lights, like double.
We're not trying to light up space.
Yeah, do.
I want it to be like Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation.
Google Maps.
Should we vote on it?
You'll realize pretty quickly, I'm a no guy.
Let's put a budget on it and say that's what we can afford this year.
So this one didn't bring me to those, but like you were talking about orange and purple ones, 64 feet.
I like your idea.
This is
Why-
which is an example of price of
Gotcha.
some Halloween lights. Hello. Oh, thank you.
That's good.
Also, I'll touch base with Brandon on this, but Brandon sent me a receipt for benches and when I clicked on it, it asked me to log in. And so it must go to his account. So I'm gonna reach out to him and ask him to resubmit that, FYI. Mhm. Sure.
So are we going? And multicolored,
One time.
and how much are we per strand,
It didn't pull up to the one that, Kevin had recommended. I'm not sure how I apologize. Let me just see if this is. Yeah, this one is just white. 328 feet. Remote timer and blah, blah, blah. Those aren't solar. That's 30. So they're reasonable, but I have to go back and, follow the link to the correct. For some reason, it's not. Yes, I can do that.
Please.
in the chamber, she's gonna talk to the chamber.
Yes.
So I'm gonna send Brent a receipt, but also I'm gonna get the correct lights pulled up that are recommended, that are solar, that change colors. I'll send that to you all, to Pat and Brent. And then I will check back with Nicole about the chamber in terms of funding as well.
Is that what you meant? And then I figured.
No, that was that. And then I actually honestly wasn't thinking of the Halloween tree at the time. I was thinking about the individual poles and like the corn stalks, putting orange and purple on the corn stalks. But now it sounds like we're not going to be doing as many corn stalks. I was thinking about the shorter lights, but they wouldn't be appropriate for the tree. I really like the idea of the changing color so that we can plan other events and not have to reinvest. Thank you, Kitman. I was just thanking him for the recommendation. So the town council, like a month after I started 2 years ago, the town council, there was a lot of people apparently asking to put memorial benches. And really done mostly on North Cross Point. So the council came up with a bench ordinance. And it speaks to downtown and North Cross Point. And honestly, I forgot about it until after we already got the benches. So no one else mentioned it. So I think maybe it's people aren't really remembering other people as well. So I would like to go to the council and ask them, and I would need support from this committee to have their policy apply only to North Cross Point and have this committee be in charge of benches downtown. And their policy, it would be a memorial bench, which is different. And it was $5,000 for 10 years for a bench. It's a different animal. Yeah, well, there's like 5 different types of benches currently at North Cross Point. I have an inventory. I've made some Google albums and I can send you guys the links if you're interested. You gotta know.
That to be able to.
Okay, I'll talk to Anthony about that and see what the process is, and then I will let you all know and see if someone can participate in that. Doesn't need to be the whole committee. Because I think all along, we've all been thinking that this committee is going to look at those pieces with the public works director on board in terms of benches, garbage cans, all that, the street furniture downtown. So it didn't seem out of sync with what you had already been talking about. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Trunk or treat? Should we jump to trunk or treat? Mr. Delaney, Officer Delaney. Winthrop Public Services, was that the?
And EMS.
Yep. It's tough because one of those things with the police department starting the whole thing, per state statute, we're not allowed to ask for donations unless it has to do with the Special Olympics. And so a lot of the times we won't be candy or even printing off.
The thing is that I wanted to report you that there is something.
So yeah, essentially, again, good for the ask donation, the doing that, higher. We actually got 2 years ago, 7 years ago, I guess now, which is something I threw together. We printed it off from the PD and I handed it out to local businesses. The candy, we just took it out of our own budgets. Every department kind of just took it out of their own department budget. And that was really it. We never really just went around asking for donations, mostly because we as the PD legally aren't allowed. So, And that was, I think that was the email yesterday, was just in regards to, it's almost like a whole new realm of like, having investments for a banner and like that. It's like, it's new to us because we just never did it.
And I tried to highlight, we want to help, not hinder.
Yeah.
And so I mentioned, so Kevin had a really good idea, and in a previous life, he worked for Coca-Cola. And,
Banners.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and his suggestion was that we approach, Hannaford and Walgreens, like the bigger as opposed to the small business, and see if they can help us with, some materials. Banners was the big one, or donation of candy. I'm happy to do that, and Kevin seems to have a good way about him and has suggested he'll come in and help. So if you all are interested in that, are you still interested or available to help with that? Great, okay. He talks the talk. So, did you mention that you've got a poster, Andrew? There's a Winthrop Halloween night poster that'll be starting to go in the businesses and around, it'll get put on the town website and Facebook and all that. So should we talk about location? I'm sorry.
The weather. What you.
Sorry, the fence. When you say the fence, I'm not familiar with what. Oh, okay. Yep, there's a banner there now for something.
Yep, yeah.
Is that the town's fence or the abutters fence? Do you know? Towns? Should we be checking with anyone on the banners other than yourself? Like if they're in the right of way?
It's fine.
Do you think any directions with the trunk or treat will be necessary on Halloween?
No,
I'm just,
Follow the gaggle of children.
they leave that and go right up hands and.
So I know that we have our retro signs that we have for speed trailers, and we've always used those as far as, parking here or like,
Just-
so.
Just a question
Yeah.
asking, does the revitalization committee want to do from?
So if I can make a comment on that, there was that option and I thought either in addition to, instead of, or neither, I had sent out last year. They're called, I can't remember, face in, you go to touristy places, they have the place you put your face and it's, so these were just some examples I grabbed off of
Oh,
the internet. So I'm wondering if it would be fun to create one or more of those types of boards. And again, with the social media, have people where we would have a trunk or in addition to have people take photos and then they have the silly photo and then also tag on social media.
that would be important. Very well, then tonight. So,
So we'd have to consider like it.
I think it's a great. Maybe something to look forward to getting done. This year, some of the.
Usually pretty bright. Towards 7. Usually the sun starts to kind of. Well, for the most part. Pretty lit.
I didn't check the street lights down there in the parking lot today. Are there? So you're talking about daylight, but in addition, there are street lights. Okay, flag, we'll set that aside.
Did you guys? Fields.
So.
I never go because I don't.
We
10 or 12. Yeah.
we usually hit around 13, 15. Based on.
It's pretty fun with the kids, because there's a policeman there, there's firemen there.
Have you ever gone up Hanson Street? I live on Hanson Street. 1,000, I'm talking 1,000, I can't shout.
Well, it's back because they're moving down to Union Street and they're going away from all of that. People are gonna walk down. You know,
Yeah, I mean, what we'll do is we'll put the road signs out. Weeks ahead.
they would have.
And then we put the date and the time and put it right down on the municipal law, so you can see it on Main Street. We'll advertise. I mean, it's that fine line of wanting to advertise it and get the word out to the citizens of Windsor, but not too loud about it so that everybody starts coming from every other town. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think there's a missing, that we talked about this. It would be great if the businesses stay open and we're handing out candy as well. I don't know how I think that's a conversation with the chamber.
And I asked Nicole today, she's one person on the chamber, but she had indicated that some of the businesses on Main Street aren't part of the chamber, so they couldn't speak for them. So that may be a thing where if that's what the committee would like to do, you know, working with the sponsor of the event, we might want to go and approach some of those individual businesses on Main Street. And I'll check back with Nicole and see if that is what she thinks appropriate, or if they want to do it.
It's not in the chamber that we say.
Okay.
We need to communicate.
Mhm. So we have a poster, and you had indicated that someone was going to approach businesses to put them in.
First, we do, Halloween. I'll print them off and I'll put it up. Businesses. And, I know the library already reached out, asking if they can, so that's, kind of. It's usually the same group of people that right around this time of year will start sending me the email saying like, good for this year, and it's just, yep, same as last year, good to go, or, we shifted by a half hour, or we're gonna, because we always bounce between the fire station and town hall lane. Like always, half the years for the last 7 years of the fire station, and the other half have been down here.
So there were years when the trunk or treat was not on Halloween, when it was at the fire department, or?
No, so I want to say like maybe the first
Year.
year, second year, I
Yeah.
think we might have had it on like the weekend. But then going back into being a traditionalist, it was like October 31st, let's just have it on that day. And then I think it was every year from the third year on, it was on Halloween.
And what was the traffic at the fire department versus at the police department?
Neither were that bad because they're two different systems, right? So like, for instance, when we had up at the fire station, everybody would cut down to one lane.
And drive there.
And then everybody went on like the tech side of that one lane in front of the fire station. We coned it all and everybody went right to those back parking lots. They didn't even stop. And then everybody walked in and then would walk back to their car and then went around Main Street, the other exit on Tech. So the flow of traffic, we never had an issue. I think we might have had one call that, came in on the wrong side or something. Here was a little bit different because the same thing, they would park up here by the football field and then just walk down and hit again, all candy on the way back. And then,
Well, it's coming off of Main Street as well.
yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
they'll
good.
come in from both directions.
exactly, yeah.
Was it busier? Busier at the police department versus the fire department? You get more
I
kids.
would say equal. Yeah, I would say equal. I didn't really notice a difference, like this vast number of difference. I mean, every year we probably put on a couple hundred people or 100, or so people just because of word of mouth. But I wouldn't say there was like a vast, like, we jumped from 600 to 1,000 moving in either location.
So my last question of you is, other than I see a need to communicate to the Main Street businesses about an opportunity for everyone on Halloween night to go along with your trunk or treat. What else could this committee do to help?
I know that the last time we spoke, we built the food trucks.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if there is an answer on food trucks, as far as like the permitting, per location.
There is, so it's $10 for a license. The town council approves it, but I talked to Anthony, he said it's a one meeting, it's not controversial, especially I would think something the community is supporting. So they meet twice a month, so there's multiple opportunities. He suggested, and I hadn't thought of this, is I'm gonna talk to the town clerks and see what food vendors have applied in the past, so we could approach people who have already been in town. Nicole knew a couple that she was gonna reach out to, and then if they're interested, get the contact information. Uh, so beyond that, I don't have any additional information other than we talked about it. It's doable in terms of the timing of the license. And there's those two ways of, trying to recruit some. And that's all I have for right now.
Yeah. It's-
And I acknowledge in my conversation with Nicole that, so this is it's new in terms of, with the location and food vendors. So I don't have a food truck business, but I suspect they want to go to venues that have proven to be busy. And so it might be a little bit of a risk if that's their demographic or not. So hopefully there'll be people who are interested, available and willing to like grow with us.
Several balls. He is extremely popular. He's just fluids, but hot cocoa and hot coffee on Halloween night wouldn't be a bad thing. I will reach out to him. I don't. And for the long weekends, but I'll mention it to him. It's not food, but it's something.
Yeah. and
I'll reach out to Friday.
Yeah, and then there's another option, Darwin's.
Yeah.
Darwin's?
Darwin's is like an ice cream truck. They go a lot to our PTA events in Augusta. And they donate everything. You just tell them like what you want them to donate the funds to. I was gonna reach out to them only because of the Special Olympics sample that we always try and take. And so that might be an option as well.
For the proceeds they donate?
Mhm.
Town manager mentioned an ice cream truck that he could reach out and try to get contact information. It may or may not be that same one.
Could be, because I know that, I want to say, maybe 2 weeks ago, they put a post up saying basically like this is what we do, and nobody's asking for us. So
Hmm.
please let us know.
Hmm.
We use them probably twice a year, like we do walking tacos this week at, the PTA. And
Wow.
we try and use them as much as possible. So, I mean, it's there, it's a resource, and they put something up saying that they're not used enough.
Yeah, that would be great.
You know, like I said, it's just one of those things where, it's a fine line to ask people, like, again, unless it's specific for the Special Olympics for us to ask for any, so. When it comes to that, I mean, we raise thousands of dollars for the Special Olympics each and every year from Winthrop, whether it's the polar plunge, or the torch run, or anything like that.
So food trucks and communication on Free Main Street food.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
I know that we mentioned, I want to say traffic control, but,
Yes,
just kind of steering people in the right direction.
we talked about potentially crosswalkers or,
So are you locked in to block off Union Street?
You should,
Done. That will happen. We don't need to remind you.
Someone went barreling through there today. I didn't realize, I mean, it was a good thing I was like off to the side because they came off Main Street and I don't know what kind of car goes that fast, that quick. But I didn't realize cars go through so fast on Union through that parking lot.
People get off Main Street in order to go fast.
Ah,
They go whipping down Union, down Summer, whipping down up Central, flying to get out to 41 and not stay on Main Street. Am I not correct?
Correct.
I was naive.
I might be one of those people.
I'm guilty as well,
That said, yeah,
except I bake speed.
we're not patrolling it. They're not patrolling it, but streets, people get off of Main Street to get around town quicker. And try to race each other out of town. Yeah.
So having the big trucks there, you had mentioned, no, it'll keep everyone out. For good reason, you were saying the big trucks. Gotcha.
I'll have a dump truck there. Again, able to be moved, should reverse. Also, we'll put another dump truck with the excavator. They should walk around it, walk by it, but nobody's driving through it.
So did you all decide if you would want, if you're going to have a trunk or treat?
We did not, I just, do we want to have a trunk?
Well, so you need some volunteers to man that for a couple of hours. And if we provide people to help crossing, we need volunteers for that. And the police chief mentioned some online training, but I didn't think, so there is required. So if someone volunteers to help, would you provide a vest and flags or whatever so that it's safe or?
Details. I can tell you exactly.
It's okay.
I did not.
Sure, we have some that don't have
And we talked briefly about, you said you had the flashing sign, but you know, when I was downtown today, I noticed a sandwich board sign, like an A-frame sign, like, is that helpful at the entrance since the other one's gonna be at the road? Maybe they're not necessary. I'm just making an observation that sandwich board signs are an option if you want to, for directional purposes. We could even make some of those.
So Halloween in my trip, in my opinion, is, it's really wonderful. I didn't, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's true. Should have done this. So I'm not, so, are we putting anything? You come after we're done trick or treating.
The people that show up.
If you have a trunk, the best thing to do is decorate your trunk and have fun with it. Yes, that's the answer. So whoever's doing that,
That's an excellent point. So we need someone to decorate and people to staff, because it may not be the same availability, right?
you don't need one person, the trunk can and out can, you don't need. It's more fun if there's more to do it together, but it's absolutely doable with one person. Wishing the kids a happy Halloween and it really doesn't even need to be manned, they could get the candy themselves. If you're putting your car there and enjoying the event, you want to be with it.
That's another question I had actually. Does everyone do a car or do some people do like a booth or a table? What is it?
Especially big trunks.
I find that like if it's more of a business, it's probably gonna be more of like a table. Pop-up. I don't know.
So if somebody wants to do it a private citizen, do they agree with it?
In the past, we've never let a private citizen do it. Ever.
Okay,
And the only reason is, for safety purposes. It's being put on by public safety, and then we have Joe Schmo who hates the cops, and it's just that cynical, you know, part, where somebody just shows up, and they start handing you candy and stuff like that. Well, it was a PD event. And so generally speaking, we never let private citizens do their own trunk. It had to be affiliated with, like a reputable, town and Winthrop business.
Well, last year you had, last year you had people running for public office.
Last year.
We could talk offline.
Okay,
Officially, okay, never mind, talk offline.
Yeah.
yeah.
Question, so you, I'm sorry, I just wanted, if we could, after you guys talk about this, bathrooms, if we could talk about bathrooms afterwards.
I'm just gonna say, you can. Give me something.
Okay,
I can't do anything out of the beat.
okay, I can be there. I could wear a vest and direct traffic or whatever.
That's after we've done trick or treat.
Rooms, we obviously have the ones. I don't think it's used. That being said, now we're introducing food, so.
We're lucky, we have the town offices in the proximity, we have the library, the historical society. I didn't even think of the police department at the time, so should we make sure there's an official arrangement if we're directing someone to use the bathroom, that there's communication, should there be signs, just? Well, that, I guess that's part of what I was thinking is, should it be open? Is that helpful? And how does that look? I mean, I have a key, but if it's not appropriate, I'm not gonna open it. It's not very common at this point. Yeah, yeah, but bottom line is that the police is an option, it sounds like, okay. And I'm sorry, Ren, you were talking about staffing, but we didn't talk about who would decorate or make the trunk or the tent or the table. I'm happy to help with that. Whatever is decided. I've done, this is her moment to shine. Fog machine.
Anything else, Dawn?
One moment. I do not believe so. I know, I just want to mention one thing that Nicole had an idea. She said that the street in front of the business there, that the kids think it's kind of scary, you know, it's not supposed to be. But she said they put out decorations and she was thinking in the future, like cashing in on that environment, making it scary street because it's blocked off and maybe, you know, people brainstorming and putting decorations on Scary Street. No, well, down Union Street beyond the parking lot. Right between, you know, like next to, it's the bar that's there, the restaurant,
Well, here's,
Sully's. So like if I'm in the parking lot and Sully's is here, Union's in front of me, and that, this was just an idea like off, you know, off the cuff she was talking about. It's already kind of a thing where the kids don't want to go down there. It's scary. She's like, we could make it Scary Street. So just like there's so many future things that we could do. We have a cemetery downtown, just saying. I know the respect thing, I know. Although maybe actual historic tours. You had a haunted house there?
we have on.
We've had what, 4 or 5 different divisions in the bottom, then upstairs had a couple divisions in the whole top floor, and then came out another section. And my family, including one of the town council members, Roy Weymouth's family, which is my cousin, and a couple other families in town did all the haunting. And it was as much fun for us as it was them.
So you think people are still interested, but it's a matter of meeting the requirements of the fire department is kind of what I'm hearing?
We had talked about it. Up to Dan with the fire station. It was a great success. Like I said, you laugh because I got 42 boxes. I started when my grandchildren were 5 and 6 and they did not want to participate in Halloween. And so we put up a little 8x10 easy up and put a board and stuck my brother-in-law out. I was scared. And the kids inside screaming, "Don't put me in the oil and oil." With that smoke stuff. And it just progressed 2 easy ups to 10 easy ups to one of the classes. Came as a fundraiser, went all the way out back, and then it just got too big for me to handle by myself.
I'm sorry, where did you say this was?
On Hanson Street.
Oh,
There's another one that goes up that used to go up on the street off Greenwood. But we did it for years and years, and I accumulated all the stuff. Every year we'd buy something new, animated. Kevin and I just had a blast with it. We loved it.
You're gonna ask them.
I have all that stuff.
Fire station downtown still being used? Is that vacant now?
Yeah. Part of the room.
Didn't see that go for sale.
Oh God, I saw that book for sale years ago.
They went up for sale.
Uh,
I know there's somebody there every once in a while. In fact, he was there last week, cleaning up around the place.
you got 2 doors out front.
Yeah,
Wonder if we might talk to them and maybe not this year, but next year and open the doors up and build a
ooh,
haunted house inside there.
I was in college, we did a big, area house. He raised like 25 grand.
We
Yeah.
raised $1,000 and we had it 2 different weekends. It's, you know,
And they talked about repurposing that.
that doesn't happen.
Is that it
I will
for today?
say yes, that's all for today.
We've had a lot of good stuff accomplished here today.
I think so.
Looking forward on holidays. Well, okay, back to the holidays.
So we should have a couple of volunteers, just like, extra backup, as we move forward. But I will be there that night. I won't miss it.
I would be willing, 6:30, join you to. When it starts.
And I'll find out from Andrew what kind of online training that we need.
let's call this meeting at 10 minutes after 3. Next meeting is Wednesday, October 1. We are adjourned.
Thank you all.
Sure.
It's happening, folks. It's happening. So we'll get this ball rolling, and then I want to get back to actually updating the 2000 plan, and then we'll have a visioning process, but that can be concurrent.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
So
Yeah.